Howdy, Dennis Bradford here. Let's think some about being, feeling, and doing better. Are you serious about feeling better? If you're experiencing, or are fearful of experiencing, too much emotional distress, you may be in exactly the right place. If you're also open-minded and determined to live better emotionally, then you are in exactly the right place. By way of contrast, if you're already a sage, living in a constant state of abiding joy, love, creativity, and peacefulness, this video sequence isn't for you. You don't need it. If the quality of your emotional life isn't as high as you'd like it to be, the videos in this sequence will help you understand how to improve it. Neither I nor anyone else can improve it for you. If you're stuck and want to remain stuck, you will. It's foolish, though, to go through life emotionally crippled. Why? It's simply not necessary. My recommendation? Decide to do better. Commit to it wholeheartedly. Then learn how to do better and do it. In addition to this free sequence of videos, you already have important resources at your disposal. In the first place, your situation is unlikely to be as bad as it may feel right now, and I explain why in what follows. So keep watching these videos. They'll help you boost your self-evaluation. Second, are you experiencing too much physical stress? If so, taking some simple steps to reduce it will help. If you're addicted to any psychoactive non-prescription drugs like tobacco, alcohol, marijuana, or cocaine, free yourself. Learn what is required and do it. Next, it's been my experience that many adults think they understand how to eat well and how to exercise well, but they're mistaken. Their views are either unscientific or outdated. If that might describe your views, I suggest that you check to see that they're up to date. How? An easy way is simply to read the Introduction to Living Well Physically section of my recent book, Introduction to Living Well. At the end of it, you'll find a suggestions for further reading list that contains my best reading recommendations about physical well-being. If it turns out that there are some simple steps that could help you significantly, please install those improved habits in your daily life. It's impossible, or at least very difficult, to feel on top of the world emotionally if you're suffering physically. Third, are you experiencing too much mental stress? If so, the good news is that it's 100% eliminable. After the Introduction to Living Well Spiritually section of Introduction to Living Well, there's a suggestions for further reading section that you may find extremely useful for understanding how to reduce mental stress. Furthermore, there's a 12-video sequence, Stress Reduction Wizardry, at my Dennis Bradford PhD channel on YouTube. I teach there 2 different stress-reducing practices. If you select the one that suits you best and start using it for a few minutes daily, you'll be on your way to enjoying greater emotional well-being automatically, as well as stress reduction. I explain in what follows why both those practices work effectively to promote flourishing emotionally, as well as stress reduction. Fourth, there are 2 specific tactics that I teach in the following videos that will enable you to dissolve any specific emotions that are troubling you. So, if you avail yourself of those resources, there's really good reason to hope right now that you'll soon be enjoying improved emotional well-being. It's not, though, just a matter of my telling you what to do and you're doing it. Permit me 3 points about that. In the first place, I myself am not a sage. Yes, I have learned how to live well emotionally, and do now live well emotionally. But if you're looking for a spiritually enlightened teacher, keep looking. In the second place, it turns out that mindset is at least 80% of success in any domain. Tactics are 20% or less. So, just teaching tactics alone cannot be very effective. Because my goal here is for you to flourish emotionally, I shall explain why I recommend you're adopting at least one of those two tactics presented in what follows and using it whenever necessary. What does that actually mean in practice? It means that sometimes it's likely that the content of the following videos may initially strike you as too theoretical. After all, you're a busy adult, and adults in our culture tend to be very impatient when it comes to theory. Just tell me what to do to cure the problem. I shall tell you what to do. However, I shall also attempt to justify those recommendations so that you really understand why the tactics work. That way, if, as may sometimes happen, you're using a tactic properly and regularly and nothing beneficial seems to be happening, you won't just quit and say, go get drunk or stoned instead. However simple, mastery is never easy. It requires persistently practicing the right way. If, in addition to practicing, you also understand why you're doing what you're doing, you'll be more likely to become a master yourself. In the third place, this video sequence is not only free, but it's not tailored specifically to you. Because it's free, you have no stake in either watching them all carefully or doing what's recommended. So, you'll be less likely to find their recommendations really help you to improve the quality of your life. It's been my experience that when people pay, they pay attention. It's too easy not to pay attention to free resources. Also, the one-on-one Socratic method of teaching a student by questioning to draw upon that student's own experience is the best method of teaching ever developed. It's really one-on-one coaching. These videos are not one-on-one, they are one-many. There is, though, a solution for the problems that they are free and not one-on-one. If you find them helpful, you may be interested in increasing their value by hiring a coach to help you. Since you'll pay the coach, you'll be more likely to pay attention. Furthermore, their content will be personalized to you. If that interests you, and you might like me as your coach, to learn more, go to endfearfast.com. If you then want more information, it's easy to obtain without any obligation or financial cost. Whether you ever hire a coach or not, this video series will provide you everything required for you to begin to flourish emotionally. In the next video, let's have a brief look at some benefits of doing that. Be well. Dennis.